off all these mugs again, clear it all up. I'll say it once again. If you don't like me that much, there's a barn at the side here. Step in it with me. Lock us in, and the best man will walk out, no holds barred. But again, a disclaimer, serious harm, can I care, or will I care? Pour that in your pipe and smoke it, tossers.
Oh, fucking twat.
What's good, everyone? What's good? Who we got in the house? Ed Woodson, salute to you, my good brother. Hope you're well out there. Thanks very much for coming through. Tyrone, salute to you, my good man. Thanks for coming through. Big Rick. But lost turkey looking bad, bro. Yeah. This is what I'm going to talk about. Yeah, salute to you, Big Rick. Spider Rico, salute to you, my good man. Thanks for coming through, everyone. And happy Saturday. Hope you're all well. Excuse me. Thanks very much for coming through. Right, let's talk a bit of boxing then. I hope you're all well anyway, and thanks very much for coming through. Much appreciated as always. I want to kick off with this. I want to talk about the amount of pay-per-views, what we're getting, and especially after Turkey Al Sheikh said that there'd be no more pay-per-views. But when you look, Gary Tracy, salute to you, my good man, up there in Scotland. Hope you well. Londoner, salute to you, bro. Yeah, they're all coming through. Yeah, lost with you whilst watching Pillow Fist Malinardi. Yeah, in the BKB, yeah. Oh, salute to you, my good man. Right, so I want to talk about this, the amount of pay-per-views, what we're getting. Now, I was just looking before. We've got what I can see from next week up until the end of the year. We've got 5 fights what are scheduled, and all of them are pay-per-view. Now, I'm not too sure about the Parker Fabio Wardley. I think it's pay-per-view, but you've got Conor Benn, Chris Eubanks Jr. That's pay-per-view, right? You've got the Riyadh card. That's pay-per-view, which that should be pay-per-view. So there's 3. Then you've got oh God, what was it? The last fight. They're on about the Derek Chisora versus Zhilei Zhang if it happens, and the Moses and Talma, whoever he's fighting, if he is fighting Pulev or whoever, that's a pay-per-view fight. So there's 4 pay-per-views just off the cuff. Yeah, so it is pay-per-view. So there's fight Wardley Parker, the Riyadh card, Conor Benn, and the Moses and Talma, whoever they're fighting. That's pay-per-view. That's 4 pay-per-views. So that's 24 quid, like Outlaws just said. Better use this money. Like Londoners just said. So that's 100 quid. That's 100 quid. Now, it may not be a lot of money to some people, but I don't know about you, but 100 quid is a lot of money to me. Salute to you, but a team with a big height job should not be pay-per-view. Bruce Gas, salute to you, me good man. Thanks for coming through brother. Gas, peace. Oh, Bruce Gas, peace. Wardley Parker, the best one that should be pay-per-view. Chang Zizora is also pay-per-view. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that in total, that's 4 pay-per-view fights. Now, since Fish Eyes has gone over to DAZN, 3 months ago, he's putting more or less all his fights are pay-per-view. Now you've had the Daniel Dubois Usyk pay-per-view. We had the Anthony Joshua versus Uzi. That Daniel Dubois pay-per-view. Eddie Hearn, Conor Benn, pay-per-view. And now he's back with another pay-per-view in a gimmick fight. Why is this fight pay-per-view? Why? It's two people who we've seen fight. The first fight was brilliant. I'm not going to knock it. It was a cracking fight. But why do we need to see a second fight and it's pay-per-view? Because none of these two fighters are going after anyone in their division. And Chris Eubanks coming out with all the shit, oh yeah, my toenails fell off and all this bollocks. But why are you fighting him again then? Because of that. It's obvious. But what's getting me is Turkey Al-Sheikh said there'd be no more pay-per-views. I don't know roughly when he said there'd be no more pay-per-views, but he said there's going to be no more pay-per-views. Yeah, I've read that. Are all these Bricktop's cards? Yeah, apart from no, they're not. No, they're not. Bricktop's got Wardley Parker pay-per-view, and he's got Moses and Talma, whoever he's fighting, pay-per-view. And then you've got Eddie Hearn's got Conor Benn, that's pay-per-view. And then that's pay-per-view, but I don't know who that's under. But saying that, Anthony Yard is actually a Queensbury fighter, but I don't know who the main pay-per-view is for that. What am I looking at here? So, this what I'm trying to get at is, hate these two, only got there because of their dads. Yeah, of course. The Zone are introducing some kind of new tariff, which will include 15 annual pay-per-views. They'll all be doing it next year, including the standard subscription. The price of this hasn't been announced yet. That's some bullshit then, that is. Because they've already put the price up as well, Londoner. They put that up about 3 months ago, maybe a bit longer. Because it used to be 20 quid, didn't it? Probably a bit longer, about 6, 7 months ago. But it used to be 20 quid a month. Now it's 25 quid. Bang the pay-per-view up to 25 quid a month as well. And then they're on about the putting in fucking 15 annual pay-per-views as well as a subscription. I tell you, man, this is some bullshit. And I don't know what Turkey's doing with this Dana White situation. It's not looking good. Pay-per-view should be scrapped, you think? I don't think. No, I don't think they should be scrapped. But I don't think that they should give us all these fights as pay-per-view. I've never had a problem me paying for pay-per-view fights, even when I had me dodgy stick. I mean, I haven't used me dodgy stick now for nearly a year, since March this year. But even when I had that, I was still paying for me pay-per-views. But it's just like boxing's been shit. Like Ty said, boxing's booming. But it's been shit of lately. Well, to me it has. I don't know to any of you lot, but to me of lately, it's been crap. And the back end, we've got some good fights coming up, but they're all pay-per-view. So there's 100 quid just for them 4 fights. Derek Chisora's not a pay-per-view fight versus Zhilei Zhang. And Moses Ntoma is not a pay-per-view fighter. He hasn't beaten anyone to be a pay-per-view fighter. And what happens when Anthony Joshua comes back next year? That'll be a pay-per-view. It's just mugging the fans off to me. I don't blame people now for streaming. Because the way the cost of living is around the world at the moment, and especially over here in the UK, fuck me, man. Who can afford this shit? And you keep mugging the fans off. There's been nothing happening in boxing of lately. And then you boomers with 4 pay-per-view fights. The best one for me out of all of them is the Wardley Parker and the Riyadh card with Yard and Benavidez and Brian Norman Jr. and Bam Rodriguez and all them on it. That's a pay-per-view card for me. I don't pay, but I'll buy any English flag from from China. English flag in England. You're crazy, you do. Pay-per-view should only be out there for the best fighting the best. 2 washed-up fighters and overhyped prospects in a knockout over job should not be a pay-per-view. You bang on, mate. You bang on, Londoner. It's very difficult to deal with illegal streamers. Well, yeah, it is. But maybe people wouldn't stream as much if you didn't keep fucking making every fight pay-per-view. Do you know what I mean? We've seen the Chris Eubanks fight. Why do we have to watch it again? And especially at pay-per-view? I don't know, man. I don't know what you lot think, but for me, I just think that boxing fans are just getting shat on left, right, and centre. This year's been crap for boxing. It's been crap in my eyes. It has. I don't know about you lot, but for me, it's been shite. And then to be lumped at the end of the year with 4 pay-per-view fights, I don't know. But I mean, you know, that to be fair, that's a pay-per-view fight all day long. That because there's some great fights on there. You know, you got Bam Rodriguez, Better Beer fighting that dude. He's unbeaten. You've got, I don't know who them other 2 are. You've got Brian Norman Jr. versus Devin Haney. That's a fucking cracking fight. Yard versus Benavidez. Cracking fight. That's a pay-per-view card for me. Not fucking Moses and Toma versus Pulev, if that's who he's fighting. But I know that Pulev's supposed to be fighting Gassiev now. You know, Derek Chisora versus Zhilei Zhang, like London has said. Derek's last fight, man. And Zhang's just been beat up. And you're making it pay-per-view. It's just not fair, man. And these for me are conning the fans. Especially Eddie Hills and Fish Eyes. But it now looks like Turkey. I don't know what Turkey Al Sheikh's doing. I don't know. Is he washing his hands of these and moving with Dana White? You know, I understand that Turkey doesn't want to keep throwing money in the ring, you know, especially if these fights aren't being made. But Turkey should at least have a word with Eddie Hills and Fish Eyes, because basically Frank Warren's came into the zone and just bladdered it with pay-per-views. If I was to look on his record now, I bet he's had more pay-per-views than he hasn't pay-per-view fights. And we all know Eddie Hearn likes a good pay-per-view. I could be wrong there, but do you know what I'm trying to say? Everything with Frank Warren of late is pay-per-view. Rick's put, London's put, I don't think Parker Woodley in an interim title fight is a pay-per-view main event. It's very solid Saturday night fight at the best, but definitely not pay-per-view worthy. Fish Eyes and DAZN are taking the piss with that. I agree with you there, even though it is a good fight. When you think about it, I think I just said it was a pay-per-view and I probably would pay it, but not when you look at that. No. Because I can bet the undercard's shite. And it's the same with Conor Benn and Chris Eubanks. Have you seen the undercard? It's fucking dreadful. It's dreadful. And that's pay-per-view. So, yeah, I agree with you there, Londoner. That shouldn't be a pay-per-view fight. You're right there. Even though it is a good, solid Saturday night fight, like you say, brother. I do actually agree with you there. Rick's put, Loz, Usyk said he's not fighting Moses. I know a lot of people were talking about that fight. Yeah, I know. I seen it come up today. I seen on Facebook. And now people are saying that Usyk's ducking Moses and Toma. I seen a channel do it, a big channel. And you're like, man, get a grip. What's Moses and Toma done to even deserve even being mentioned in the same ring as fucking Alexander Usyk? Absolutely nothing. Do you honestly, I mean, deep down, Rick, or anyone, Do you honestly believe that fucking Usyk would duck Moses and Toma if they made a fight? Absolutely fucking not. And some channels, I've seen some channels saying, he's ducking and that. Get a grip, man. And Toma, the cherry picker. Fucking pissy. Laughing my arse off. Usyk ducking Moses. Exactly, Rick. It's bullshit, man. That's why when I see channels like that, sometimes I just swerve them, me, because that to me is just nonsense. It's absolutely nonsense. Even if Usyk did say it, so what? He's a fighting man, but he won't fight Moses. Now, just quickly getting back off this, these are taking the piss, man, of lately. These are Fish Eyes, the Turbinator, and Eddie Hills. They're taking the piss out of us boxing fans, especially Fish Eyes and Eddie Hills. So let's talk about it then. Ntuma versus Pulev taking the piss. Now, yeah. Now, I didn't upload it, did I? Oh, did it? No, didn't upload it. Right, we can talk about that then. I thought I'd uploaded it. Now, I listened to Hatman Strikes Back the other day, and he did a video. I think it was called Moses. I think it was called Pulev ducks Moses in Talma. Pulev in Talma is taking the piss. Yeah. I think it was called Pulev ducks Moses and Talma. Now, I left a comment on there. I put in Talma granddad bashing or something, looking for another granddad. That's what I put. Now, I had a guy come on and respond to me. I'll read your comment in a sec, London. I had a guy come on and say to me, well, Mike Tyson's, look at Mike Tyson's career when he, in his first 15 fights, and tell me that he wasn't fighting granddad, something like that. And I put, maybe he did, or there was a few bin men in there. If you go and look, you'll see. I think I put a few bin men in there, but this guy, I put, sorry, maybe a few bin men in there, but I don't think they were all granddads. And as for this, he fights like Mike Tyson. He's knocking out people like Mike Tyson. I put stop with the talk sport nonsense. Now, anyway, Hatman did a video live stream this afternoon, and he got Mike Tyson's record up on BoxRec on his screen. And he was saying on his 13th fight, he was fighting some guy, and he was a bum and all this. And he was saying, like, so you can't call him a hype job and all this stuff. Now, me personally, I have never ever said this guy's a hype job. What I've said is, stop. I don't like the media hyping him up to be this next Mike Tyson. That's all I've ever said. I've never said he's a hype job. I don't believe in him fighting Pulev because it doesn't bother me, but for me, Pulev, I didn't even know he was still fighting till the other day when I seen it announced. So that's all I've ever said is, like, for me, if he's this next killer, why is he not fighting someone who's in the top 15 or something? Do you know what I'm trying to say? I better read these comments. Ntuma's best wins are Sea Level, Dempsey, McKean, and a washed-up Dillian White. How does he qualify for a Usyk? Just because the usual UK boxing media cheerleaders are shouting the loudest at it? Fucking bang on. Absolutely bang on. I reckon Usyk would KO Ntuma like he did Dubois. I think he would. Ntuma grandpa bashing and got the ideas from Rooney granny bashing. You're fucking nuts. That's quality, that. Ntuma ready for Usyk, but duck Frank Sanchez. Make that make sense. Exactly. Now, like I say, I agree with what Hatman was saying. You know, if you look at Mike Tyson's early career, he was saying like Pulever's a by far better fighter than the top 50, the 15 first fights what Tyson had. Now you could maybe agree with that, yes. But what I was saying is, Avatar, salute to you, bro. But Burbeck should have ducked Tyson, yeah. But what I'm trying, Trevor Burbeck, he was good. I liked Burbeck, me. But what I was trying to say is, I don't run with the narrative of this Mike Tyson thing. That's all I was saying. Because to me, there's just not one thing at all what resembles him of Mike Tyson. He's not from New York. He's not. Don't look like him. Didn't say Mike. Don't move like him. But it's the media, like what London has just said. The usual UK boxing media, what pumping him up, like Fragile Carl Frampton, like Gad Daddy, and Slyman Jordan and Bacon Ears. Them lot. The Gad. People like that. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I've always said, just let the bloody kid fight, man. Let the kid fight. Yes, I know you've got to give him promotion. That's how you boost him and make him into a pay-per-view fighter and sell tickets. I know all that. But like when you're fighting people like what London has just said, and that is a fact. I had Dillian White to beat him because I thought, deep down I knew he wasn't, but I thought he might have a chance because of the experience. And I didn't know what he'd have left because I hadn't watched, as I've said before, I hadn't watched the Dillian White fight since Tyson Fury knocked him out. Because when he busted for PEDs against Joshua, I lost interest in him. So I didn't watch any of his fights after that. And yes, he come in, he got blown away. Fantastic victory for Moses and Toma. I'm not disputing that. But was that guy who Tyson fought, was he 44 years of age? I don't know. You know, you've got to think, right? Where did he come in the ranking systems to be number one at the WBO? Where? It's obviously it's Frank what booted him up there, wasn't he? I hate Burbeck. He was a rapist. Oh, I didn't know that. Usyk should have given the kid a chance. AJ gave Usyk a chance. I disagree with you there, Avatar. I disagree with you because why should what again? This is what I'm saying. I mean, just because I'm saying it, don't mean I'm right. But I'm saying I disagree with you there, bro. Because what has Moses and Toma done to fight to get a chance to catapult past Caballero, Parker, Sanchez, and other fighters like that? What has he done? Fabio Wardley, what's he done to get a shot at Alexander Usyk? Absolutely zilch. What, beating Dillian White? No chance. Not to me, brother. That's why I wouldn't give him a chance. He doesn't deserve a chance. He's not beating anyone to have that chance in my eyes, mate. He doesn't, like I say, you don't have to agree with me, and it doesn't mean I'm right. Intuma got his chance, and he dodged it. Well, I mean, for me, really, if he's as good as what the media are saying and pumping him up to be, you know, Slyman Jordan's forever saying, "Oh, I think Ergovic will get battered off him." And when Duke McKenzie disagreed with him and said, "No, I don't think he will. I think Ergovic will beat him," and he went, "What? Really? Really?" And I had to agree with Duke, yeah, because for me, Ergovic is a more seasoned fighter. But if he's as good as what the people are saying he is, then he should be fighting the likes of Ergovic and Sanchez. Okay, apparently Ergovic has priced himself out. I don't know. That's what they're saying. But why did he not fight Sanchez then? So do you know what I mean? If he's as good as that, for me, I think that's probably a bit too early for him. But if he's as good as what they're saying, then he should be fighting the likes. He should be fighting the likes of people like Sanchez, not fucking Pulev. Because Pulev's slow as shit. Yeah, he's got a good jab, but he's not a big hitter. And Moses would blow him away. He's 4 years older than Dillian White. 4 years older than him. He's 11 years older than Frank Sanchez. And he's 24 years older than Moses and Toma. So when fucking Pulev was 24, little Moses was only just put in his basket. So you can argue either each way. Is that granddad bashing? For me, yeah, in a way, but I don't think he should be fighting the likes of Sanchez yet. I think Pulev's well past it. Well past it. I don't know why it's done. Yeah, absolutely, it's done. And Mosey's got. Yeah, I've read that. Duke McKenzie is one of my favourites in the UK for boxing great knowledge. He's fucking brilliant, mate. He should be on TalkSports a lot more, Big Rick. A lot more. Because he talks sense more than any of them. Now, just because you've been a boxer, I mean, I'm not saying I'm a fucking some boxing expert. No, I'm not. Far from it. Way far from it. But sometimes when you listen to Bacon Ears and Slime and Jordan and the fucking Gad, so I don't even listen to anything what Gareth or Sniffer Davies says, because that man's just a straight up clown. He's just a straight fool. But sometimes Spencer Oliver, like when Duke said he changed he sort of went down a peg or two. But before that, Moses this, Moses that, Moses gonna light up the world, he's gonna do this and all that. And when Duke said, no, I don't think he does beat Ergovic. I think Ergovic beats him. And he went, yeah, he should be maybe fighting. You know what I mean? Yeah, so you're right, Rick. Intuma would have dealt with Sanchez if he was as good as people claim. Exactly. It'd have been a very good fight. Very good fight. If Intuma is supposed to be the second coming, then he needs to fight a top contender who has got a pulse. Pulev is fighting Gassiev, so I don't think Intuma will be fighting him next. Exactly, yeah. Well, I did the video because I seen it come straight up on Facebook, so I thought, you know what, I'll chuck a video in there. And then a couple of days later, I seen it announced that Pulev's fighting Gassiev. Gassiev's finished, didn't he? I think Pulev has more in the tank than White. Yeah, I do. But I don't think much more. I think Moses would beat him up. I think that, if I'm honest, I think that's easy work for Moses and Townley. I really do. Chair's doing my head in. That's better. Yeah, I do. I think he beats him easy. I wouldn't say easy, but I think he does. I think Moses gets him out of there. Most Intuma fans are Fury fans and jumped ship to Dubois them to Intuma. Yeah, well, like I say, I'll probably get criticised as I always do, but you're allowed to have an opinion. And I've always said, just because I'm saying it doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't. It's only what I think from my heart or in my head. Do you know what I'm trying to say? For me, I don't see. Like I said, when he beat Dillian White, what did that show me? Absolute zilch, because he blew him away. So I couldn't make an opinion of how good this kid is. What was his best fight, McKean or Marius Wack? I mean, did you see the state of Marius Wack when he fought him? Fucking hell, he had tits down to his knees. His big belly hanging out. He was fucking rotten. Yeah, what? Just because he's been in with a few other fighters, that doesn't show you anything. And I didn't agree that it was that Dillian White. There's another one. That was a pay-per-view fight. Bricktop Again with his fucking pay-per-views. In Town with Dillian White, that was a pay-per-view. What a load of shite that was. Fucking hell. That was a weightless shit night of boxing. That the undercard was dreadful. Pulev ducked Moses big time. Yeah, well, you got your opinion. I mean, I don't know where. Apparently, the WBA sanctioned him to fight Moses and Talma. But if they sanctioned him, if they sanctioned him to fight him, how's he ended up fighting Gassiev? And if they don't strip him of the belt, then was he really meant to fight him? Because do you know what I'm trying to say? Oh, salute to you. Smash the like button, please. It's much appreciated. Because I honestly don't. And YouTube aren't doing me a disservice. I don't like complaining, but I just feel like my videos aren't getting out there and stuff like that. And I've heard a few content creators going on about it just lately. Especially I was listening to one guy who's got nearly 700,000 subscribers, and he was moaning about his videos and not getting out there. It seems like YouTube had just put a roadblock in the way for a lot of people just lately. But yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, Pulev versus Gassiev, I'm okay with, and Frank Props ripped off Pulev. Probably, yeah. People should boycott. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe Pulev got more to fight Gassiev. Wasn't Tuma mandatory? That's what I mean. I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is he's supposed to be mandatory, or the number one for the not mandatory because that's Parker, but number one for the WBO. So where did Moses get to be number one for the regular belt? Do you know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is, if the WBA sanctioned Pulev to fight Moses and Toma for the WBA regular belt, which we all know is the one down from the super belt, beats all the interims and all the other crap what comes underneath it. If he was scheduled to fight Pulev by the WBA, if Pulev is now fighting Gassiev and doesn't get stripped, what's gone on there then? Because surely the WBA would have stripped him of the belt. Surely they would have, wouldn't they? Or was he sanctioned to fight him? It'll be interesting because as far as I'm aware, Pulev is fighting Gassiev now for the WBA regular belt. So why has Pulev not been stripped? And like someone's just said, was Moses ranked number one? Interesting. I should have looked before come on air. Pulev should be stripped. He was ordered by the WBA. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Avatar. Okay, fair enough. But how the fuck Intuma got ranked so high? He never should have been there and got that shot. Great point. Great point. Absolutely cracking point. This is what I'm saying. And Hatman actually did say this earlier. You can see why people are pissed off because this kid's just catapulted ping, 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 and all four governing bodies shot up out of nowhere, and he's beaten nobody, absolutely nobody, to even be as ranked as high as what he is. And Tuma is number one in the WBA rankings too. Oh my God. There you go then. There you go. Nah. Everyone. What's up, James? Sleep to you, brother. And Tuma should have never been ranked number one. Facts. Randolph Turnip was our best fighter from Leamington, beat Sugar Ray Robinson. All right, I didn't know that. Intuma versus Manuel Char on the Zone pay-per-view coming in. Yeah. So I don't know. I've been banging on a little bit about this Moses Intuma shit, but I don't know, man. Well, we all know boxing's a dirty sport, isn't it? And the way how they maneuver people around the ranking system and make them pay-per-view fighters and all this, I just think it's shameful, really, with some of the stuff what they do. and then bladder us with loads of pay-per-views. Moses and I don't care what anyone says. Whoever Moses and Tuma is fighting in December and Derek Chisora is fighting, that is not a pay-per-view fight for me. No bloody way. Absolutely no way. Because Derek's 50 and 13 L's and can't talk hardly. Sounds like Shaggy, doesn't he? And Moses and Toma is a novice. So after 12 fights, how did he become a pay-per-view star and ranked all number one in these governing bodies? That fucking beggars belief. If Char and Tuma happens, I would not watch it. Don't waste your time, Bricktop. Yeah, I'm not interested in that shit. Manuel Char, the man who never fights. Moses versus Frank Bruno on the zone. Pay-per-view loss. I wouldn't be surprised if they dig Frank out, Big Rick. I wouldn't, mate. Chisora fighting Zhang. Yeah, let's talk about this then. Sloth off the Goonies. Yeah, that's it. Sloth off the Goonies. Not Shaggy. Tell you what, you remember everything you do. Look at the way Fish Eyes has moved Sick Note Daniel. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the James. This is what I'm trying to say, bro. Where they just mug the fans off. Now let's talk about this because you got me talking now. Okay, let's talk about this then. Let's talk about this because everything what I've been saying, or what we've been saying for the past 6 months, right? Way before Parker even, before Dubois even fought Usyk. It started with me as soon as Parker Dubois went missing. That's when I started saying that this was happening. Now everybody's saying it's happening now. Now everybody's saying it's happening. Bricktop, right? You said that Daniel Dubois was fighting Usyk, right? You said Parker would be fighting the winner of them. Then he comes out, Parker is fighting Fabio Wardley after Dubois got beat off Usyk. And now everybody's talking about Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk 3. That's off Sky Sports, that. Was it? No, it wasn't. I have got one on my phone. Let me just see if I can show it you. I did upload it, but I haven't uploaded it to this. But Eddie Earn speaking about it. It must be on my other phone. But there was a picture what I didn't upload, and it was Eddie Earn talking about he believes that Usyk will be fighting Tyson Fury next year, and because he was moaning about Tyson Fury not wanting to fight Anthony Joshua, saying that fight won't be done. And Frank Warren obviously come out on Ring Magazine the other day and said that Tyson's only interested in the Usyk rematch. Absolute fucking load of shit, man. Again, mugging the fans off. A guy who's retired twice, just of lately, twice, and then he's coming back next year. I'm telling you, man, that fight's happening. I've been saying it since Dubois went missing. When Daniel Dubois first didn't end up fighting, the very next day after he went missing, the fight was off between him and Parker. I said, watch who's waiting in the background. Watch who's going to come back. I'm telling you, man. Joseph Parker ain't fighting Usyk next. No bloody way is he. I'm telling you. Just like he was supposed to fight him after Dubois. But he's fighting Fabio Wardley. Now, I understand that he's keeping his tools sharp. Did you not see the interview what Joseph Parker's just done a few days ago? Talking about promoters mugging off fighters? Go and watch it. It's on YouTube. I forgot who it was, who he did it with. about 3-4 days ago, he did an interview on about promoters mugging off fighters, aka Bricktop. Oh, for fuck's sake. Ducking AJ again. Turkey's not giving him this. I don't know, mate. I won't even watch that. No, me neither. I feel robbed if I watch it. It's for free, yeah. Oh, yeah, I've read that. Sugar Josie Parker has been blinded. Absolutely he is. Usyk, don't be a dick after what Fury did to you. Yeah, Fury and Usyk 3 can fuck right off. I'm telling you, mate. I'm fucking telling you. Fury versus Caballero. Lumberjack loves big trees. Exactly. Why is he not fighting? Fury shouldn't even be fighting Caballero, but yeah, someone like that. Fury retires twice a month. Fish Eyes has more faces than a town hall fucking clock. Absolutely, he does. He's a shame. Man's got no shame at all. But he'll lie in camera, and then when TalkSport pulled him about it, he fucking rings up threatening sue him, doesn't he? And that's why Eubank said you're a scumbag. You and Eddie Hearn are scumbags. And he's fucking right, man. So Fury can retire a year eating all boar meat he wants and not being tested. Retirement comes back and has an easy tune-up and jumps in the queue for Usyk again. What an absolute load of shit. Terry Marsh only, yeah, pissy. I know, it's a joke. Fury should be in the testing pool before he fights. Absolutely. It's a joke, man. But I'm telling you, Eddie Hearn, that's not the picture what I wanted to upload. But I had a picture, and it was an interview with Sky Sports News. Because Sky Sports put it up. And Eddie Hearn saying that Tyson Fury versus Usyk will be happening next year. Excuse me. And he's pissed off because Fury won't fight AJ. Because obviously he's looking for that big fight with AJ. That's the only fight I'm interested with Tyson Fury. I'm not interested in any other fight with that guy. And do we criticise Usyk if he fights Fury the third time? I think we do. Because but then, listen to this. Did any of you, no one's actually done a video on this. I was meant to do a video on it the other day, but I bloody well forgot. Usyk did an interview saying he's going to fight till he's 41. So who's he going to be fighting? He did an interview the other day saying he's going to be still fighting till he's 41. But I still believe it's Tyson Fury. So what is he, 39 Usyk, or is he 40 now? So I don't know, because BoxRec is Alexander Usyk, BoxRec. No, not Rusev, you bloody bell end. Alexander Usyk, BoxRec. $38. I'm sure Usyk's older than that. I'm sure he's 39. I'm sure he's 39. But he's saying he's 38 anyway. But I swear Usyk's 39 and he's 40 next year. Where am I going with this now? He ain't retired. Frank says he's coming back. Yeah. Usyk has. Yeah, he has. He has triple knee. He has. Usyk has 2 fights left. He just wants the money, in my opinion. Yeah, Usyk should get called out if he fights Fury again. I believe he should do. I honestly do. Because that, to me, I mean, Usyk might be doing it for the big money, obviously, and probably to shut his fat mouth up. But I don't know. As a boxing fan, I don't want to see that fight because there's no point. He's been beaten twice. And especially the second time round, it was a walk in the park. But then again, you can't blame Usyk because it's a massive fight and it's a big payday for him. But if Usyk said he was only having one more fight, and now he's come out the other day saying he's going to be fighting till he's 41. So I don't know what's going on. It's all in tatters. Boxers are saying one thing and doing the other. So I don't know. Why doesn't Fury fight Sick Note? That's a good fight, James. That's a cracking fight. Exactly. If you're coming back as a boxer, you have got no special privileges, Tyson Fury. No special privileges to be fighting Alexander Usyk. You got beat, right? Twice. You lost your title twice. Well, you once, but you never regained it. You got beat twice, right? So what therefore gives you the God-given right to walk away from the sport, film with Netflix, do all these posts that you're running with your sons, and then come back and fight Usyk? What have you got over Caballero and Joseph Parker and other fighters? What have you got over them that makes you more privileged than them? You should be at the back of the fucking queue like everybody else who gets beat. And the same with Anthony Joshua. He shouldn't be able to come back and fight any of these other top guys straight away. But I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Fury. That's a massive payday for you both. It's a non-title fight, but it's a fight what the fans want to see. That's who you should be fighting. Or go and fight someone like Dubois. Not bloody Usyk. Fish, imagine seeing Usyk on Crime Watch. He might be going on there. He might be. Usyk should just get called out if he fights Fury again. I think so. I agree with you there, Triple Knee. Imagine, yeah, that's quality. Fish Eyes and all the usual suspects, boxing media idiots, will start hammering it up. The first, the second, the Fury fights were close despite Fury only 7 rounds out of 24 and 8 rounds if he's generous. Nonsense. Absolutely, boxing fan. No trilogy needed. No, mate, there isn't. Usyk is 38, lads. Right, so he is 38 then. Boxer X, right then, Big Rick. I'd expect to see John Fury on Crime Watch. Yeah, I'm going to bring them back because I haven't done any for a few months. I did one last one and fucking hell, it did shocking. So I thought, is it maybe time for change it up a bit now and get rid of the Crime Watches? I don't know. I'll see how it goes. Ergovic Caballero, great fight. I'd love to see that. That's a cracking fight, man. That's a cracking fight. Love it. That's a very good fight, man. AJ should have never got a shot at Daniel and a rematch clause if he loses. Good point. Well, this is what I'm saying over fighters getting privileges over other fighters, because if you look at Anthony Joshua, he had Jermaine Franklin. He went life and death with James Franklin, right? Jermaine Franklin. He knocked out. He was a drugs cheat. He was his former sparring partner. Otto, the Swedish rug Wilding, the man who just came to roll down. Then Ngannou. And then he fights for a world title. That, for me, none of them were world title. Yeah, they were stepping stones, but that Ngannou, man, that was some bullshit, that was some bullshit. But he got to fight for a world title. Caballero unbeaten, knocking everyone and stopping everyone. He ain't getting no shot at a world title. Same for Sugar Joseph Parker. So, you know what I mean? This is why sometimes I say I want the old guard gone. I want them gone, Fury, AJ and people like that. Because they're fucking irritating, man. They don't go away. But they're getting privileged fights, like we were saying. These pay-per-views. Who the fuck wants to watch Derek Chisora as a pay-per-view? That ain't no goddamn pay-per-view. Where's my mouse gone? Oh, it's there. Derek Chisora and Zhang ain't no pay-per-view fight with Moses and Toma. AJ should have never got. Yeah, I've read that. You can call me my name here in English. I'm racist. You're crazy. Martin Daniels, salute to you, my good brother. He's put spot on, lads. He thinks he's privileged. Back of the queue for you. Exactly, My God, man, exactly. You've got no special privileges. Not when people are working their arse off to get to the top and getting fucking shafted. No, fuck off. Back to the queue. You're right, brother. I was talking to Triple Knee. Gary Neville should be forced to clean my boots when I put my flag up. Yeah, he's a bell end, him, Gary Neville. What a fucking weapon he is. Chisora been lurking around Turkey. Yeah, I tell you what, man. He don't beat Zhang for me. I seen someone put a comment on Atman's video and he was saying, fucking Chisora on white floor with Zhang. I was like, mate, no, he won't. No, he won't. No, he won't. I love Derek and all that, but I couldn't see that. Derek, the man who's got no fucking guard. You telling me if Zhang connects? I don't believe that. I don't even think he'll fight him. But fucking hell, have any of you seen the little intro what Silly Zhang's done where he's sat on the ring like that, dead sad, and his trainer or someone comes over to him and says, "What's up?" And he says, and you know when the screen goes wobbly, and it's when Derek fucking jumped him when he knocked Joe Joyce out, and Derek jumped in saying, "I want to fight you, I want to fight you," and now Zhang's going to town on Derek, coming out saying he's ducking him and everything. He sent the contract, Derek's not signed it and sent it back. That's a dangerous ass fight. For me personally, there's only one way I see that, and that's Derek flat out on his back within 3-4 rounds. And that's the God's honest truth. I don't think Derek stands a chance. Yeah, he did good against Otto Weiling, but Otto Weiling is a mug. He's just a rug. He's a rug. He just rolls over. The man possibly one of the most negative fighters I've ever seen, Otto Weiling is. But nah, not in my eyes. I don't know what do you think? Do you think Derek wins? I'd love him to win, don't get me wrong, I would. But I couldn't see that. I think Zhang puts him in space. I honestly do. I better read the chat. Mosey says Turkey's new favourite. Yeah. Zhang hits hard. Absolutely does. Zhang bang. Yeah. Bangs everything. Chisora getting cold feet. Exactly, man. Exactly. Zhang has a head bigger than Red Rum. He's a big unit. Yeah, absolutely. Chisora is going on a mission to Mars, getting in there with Zhang. It's a suicide mission. I agree. I totally agree with you, Londoner. Zhang by KO in 3 rounds for me. I think so. That would be one stupid fight to take on your last fight. I'm sorry, Del, but Derek, you couldn't dodge Zhang's punches, and I don't believe you've got a better tank than Zhang. Derek can do. I think both of these two have got shit tanks, but I wouldn't say Derek's is any better than Zhang's. Maybe if Derek was punching to the body, he might have. But Derek likes throwing big bombs. Don't get me wrong. Derek catches him. Could be lights out because it's not as if Derek can't punch. Derek's a big puncher himself, but he ain't on Zhang's level. As we all know, Zhang's got, I'm not saying as in boxing, I'm on about level as in power. We all know Zhang has got, there's not many boxers who have got that one hitter quitter, and he's one of them. That dude, if he connects Derek, for me, Derek's gone. Why Chisora do this? Punches are punches. Where's that? This punches are adding up. Yeah, I'll watch that, bro. Yeah, I'll watch it. But it's not pay per view though. That to me is not pay per view. 40-odd-year-old men slinging it out. That's not pay per view for me. Absolutely no way is he. I don't think any Derek Chisora fight should be a pay per view fight. Not when you've got 13 L's on your record. And I'm not trying to be horrible because I like Derek. I'm just saying how I see. It's like London has said before. Pay per view should only be when the best fight the best. You know, like you Better Biev versus Bivol. They're pay per view fights things like that. They're pay-per-view fights. The flipping little fly in it, it's doing me frigging head in. You know, one of them little midges. That's a pay-per-view fight, not Derek Chisora and bloody Zilly Zhang. No, man, I don't think so. Zhang will put his Chinese Corey in Derek and say Chinese power. Yeah, Zhang is actually quite a good boxer for a man that size. Exactly. Well, this is what I said to that guy when he was saying, "Oh, Derek will white floor." Everyone was like, "Mate, you do know Zhang can actually fight, and he's got quite fast hands for a big dude. Put it this way, he's got fast enough hands to catch Derek Chisora, I believe. I think, for me, that's a no-no, that fight. That's a suicide, that. That's signing your own death warrant, that fight. Because I don't believe Derek's got the engine, and he can't move. He's never been a big mover, Derek, but for me, that's... Maybe if it was 7, 8 years ago, I'd said, yeah, Derek could wipe him out. Or maybe the time when Derek beat Carlos Takam like that time, I'd say, yeah. Or the Bronze Plumber. Back then, you know, I would say then. Not now. Derek's had way too many hard fights, man, for me to get out of the way of someone like Zilly Zhang. Dodgy stick for me. Yeah, Zhang, yeah. Jerry Quarry passed away at 33 due to brain damage. Oh, what a shame. Bloody hell. I see Morgan Freeman's passed away as well, hasn't he? A couple of days ago, age 88. What a shame, man. Here is my racism showing laws. Why does a Zimbabwe guy who come to England at 16 have my flag? Did he take it down and use it as a poster? You're fucking crazy, you, mate. You're absolutely off your head. You'll get me bloody shot off here, you will, with all this bloody flag-bearing stuff. Zhang catches flies with chopsticks like Mr. Miyagi. Pisser. Yeah, the Bronze Plumber, yeah, like Pricey. Morgan Freeman, no way. Yeah, I seen it on Facebook that Morgan Freeman's passed away. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Right. Let's quickly get through this then. Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about that. Yeah, let's quickly go through. I've seen this come up. Fantasy fight. David A. At cruiserweight. A prime David A. when he fought Jean Pascal and people like that. When he was in his prime versus Obataille. Who would you go for in that fight? Not talking about David A. when he was an heavyweight, excuse me. Prime David A. when he was, like when he beat Pascal, fighters like that. And Enzo Maccarelli and fighters like that. Because he had speed, accuracy, and he had raw power, man. That's a fucking good fight, that, man. I don't know who I'd go for that. I probably would pick David A. I don't know. Yeah, I think I would. I think I would pick David A for that. I don't know. What do you lot think? Morgan, really, has he passed? Yeah, that Morgan Freeman, no way. Yeah, that's what I've seen on Facebook. Tell you what, we'll soon find out. You'd Google out. Has Morgan Freeman passed away? Wikipedia. What's he doing? Yeah, dies, age 87. Yeah. He's saying he died in September. What? Morgan Freeman, Hollywood actor, dies age 87. Yeah, cause of death revealed. Yeah, Hollywood legend Freeman dies age 87. Yeah, he's died, yeah. I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. See that. But that's what it's saying on Google. Oh, what a shame, man. Fucking great. For one of my favourite films with him Along Came the Spider. That's a class film, that, man. Absolute class film. Really, has he passed? Yeah, no way. Yeah, Morgan, great actor, short. We don't. Yeah, there's another classic. That's an absolute classic. Prime A was Dangerous Fighter. Hey for me. So you're going for A. It could be a hoax then, but I swear that was on Google. That Wikipedia. No, it's not on Wikipedia. It's not saying it. What the fuck's going on? Yeah, he is. Oh, mate, yeah, I don't know. There's another Facebook post. It's saying, yeah, it must be a hoax. Fucking hell, Loz, what a knobhead. I'm gullible as oak, me. Yeah, because I've just gone on this. It's saying, yes, Morgan Freeman is still alive. He is 88 years old. He was born on the 1st of June 1937. So, yeah, my bad. And then another one's, yeah, he's a load of bullshit. My bad. I just saw it on Facebook, so I've seen it. It was a hoax, Loz. Yeah, fake news, Loz. Yeah, Facebook hoax. Yeah, Loz be working for the BBC next. Never, absolutely never. Won't work for them fucking bunch of fucking paedophiles. No way would it. I think that's fake news. My Google hasn't said that. Yeah, it's a hoax. It's a Facebook hoax. Ed Woodson. Fucking hell, my head nearly rolled off then. Right, so yeah, that's a shame about that dude. Trump's voice, fake news. Yeah, yeah, he's 88. What have I seen here? Right, this is next week. This is next week. Parker Wardley. Who are you going for? I'm picking Joseph Parker to stop Fabio Wardley within 8 rounds. I think Parker will, maybe 8 or 9 rounds. I think Parker will be too much for him. I think he'll break him down with the jabs and the right hands, and I can see Fabio Wardley walking into a right hand and getting put down. And the reason being, I like both Parker and Wardley. For me, Fabio relies on his chin too much. He's got no defense. And that, for me, is the problem. Don't get me wrong. If he catches Parker, Parker's gone. If he catches Parker clean, Parker's gone. But Parker's got a great chin as well. Yes, Joe Joyce put him down, but Juggernaut hits hard, and Parker had the flu that night. So, I don't know. It's a good fight, but for me, I don't see Fabio Wardley winning that fight. I see Parker winning that fight by knockout. Parker by stoppage in the middle rounds, Parker. I got Wardley. He's a jack in the box and he's never lost. Yeah, good point. But for me, I think that's when he's going to lose. I think I could be wrong, Avatar, but for me personally, bro, I think that's the night that Fabio Wardley loses, because I just think Parker. If you go back and watch the Justice Huni fight, as I mentioned before, I've always said I love Fabio Wardley. Think he's a great lad, but he's got no defence for me. His hands are too low for me. If Justice Huni can bust him up and win every round, and wobbled him a few times, not like major wobbling, but he wobbled him a few times. Not wobbling, but he shook him up, let's just say. If Justice Huni can do that to him, what's Parker going to do to him? Who can hit a lot harder, is more seasoned than Huni. I wouldn't technically say he's a better fighter than Justice Huni, because Huni is a very, very good fighter. I want that kid to come back to the UK and fight. He's a cracking little fighter. But for me, I just don't think that Fabio Wardley, whether he's having no guards and his hands too low, that for me is a problem for me. That's where I think Parker busted him up. Parker, read that. Parker knocks Wardley out late, rounds 9 to 10. Wardley has zero defence. Agreed with you, Londoner. I think Parker can take Fabio's punches. He took Zhang's punches. Great point. I think, I read that. Loz, do you think Parker needs the KO win because Fish Eyes might to try Rob Parker on the cards if he goes to the decision? Never thought of that, Big Rick. That's a cracking point. Yeah, possibly. Because let's face it, Parker's, even though he's with Fish Eyes, he isn't Fish Eyes' his best fighter. He's back at Q, isn't he? That's why he keeps fucking mugging him off. It won't put him in with Usyk. Salute to you. That is Sully. He's 9. I hope I'm saying your name right, Sully. Think Parker stops him in the last 3 rounds. Yes, good point. I'll give you a wrench as I give everyone a wrench. It's up to you if you come back or not. But thanks for coming through. Add as a moderator. I don't know if you'll come back, but salute to you. Thanks for coming through. Yes, I agree with Parker. Walked into Zhang's punches, got up and marched on, tough as nails. Yes, absolutely. Hooney is a good technical boxer, fucking very good technical boxer. I'd never seen the guy before, and the crazy Aussie boxing kangaroo said, "No, you won't watch him, Loz." And when I watched it, I couldn't believe how good he was. I thought, what a cracking fighter he is. Hooney is a good technical boxer, absolutely. Loz, Justice Hooney has disappeared now after the Wardley fight. Yes, well, Eddie Hearn was on about trying to sign him, wasn't he? He was on about trying to sign him and bring him into more fights. Or he might even be signed with Eddie Hearn. Can't remember. But I know they're on about, Eddie Hearn was on about he wanted him to fight more, to get him over here to fight some fights, get the kid up there and get some money in his back pocket. Too good if he's just stuck in Australia fighting. No, that lad needs to come over here in Saudi and America. He needs to come out of Australia. I know he's only fought once out of Australia, but I tell you what, he did such a great job that night. What boxing fan wouldn't want to see him again? Yeah, he's not a massive puncher, but fucking kid was great, man. Great fighter. Great point there, Big Rick. Parker should try for the knockout. Hooney might have got robbed on the cards. Yes, that's what Big Rick's just said. Never thought of that, Rick. That's a good point, that what you just said. That Hooney fight showed Wardley gets hit a bit. Well, did you see the state of Fabio's face? I've always said it about Fabio Wardley. I've always said it. Anyone who's ever watched me long enough, I've always said Fabio is he's Joe Joyce 2.0. He's got a great chin, yeah. His hands are too low, and he relies on his chin. You can't do that with a technical fighter and someone who can bang. You can't do it. And it was only like Mike always said, me mate, Mike's been on here for quite a few times. Mike said, Loz, it's only a matter of time before, excuse me, he said it's only a matter of time before Joe Joyce gets blown away. Can't keep relying on that chin. And I was like, yeah, well, no one's bothered him yet. Fucking Zhang did. That was disgusting when Zhang knocked him out. And he's never been the same ever since. And I just say the same about Fabio. He's a lovely kid. He knows he's not that good of a fighter, and he's not no amateur background and all that. I understand all that, and he's a lovely lad. But like Duke said, Duke McKenzie, he is another one. Duke said that he picked Parker to beat him, and Duke McKenzie said the same thing. We can't keep saying, oh, he's only had 18, 19 fights or whatever, and he's had no professional amateur background. We know all of this, but the guy's a professional fighter, and he's been professional boxing for quite a number of years now. Why is he not picking up these tricks of keeping your hands up, the basic fundamentals of boxing, keeping your fucking guard up? Why is he not? Why is is his trainer not learning him that. So we can't keep, I can't keep sugarcoating it, saying, oh, he's had no amateur background, he comes from a white collar background. Yeah, I know that. But he's been a professional fighter now. He's had nearly 19 or 20 fights. Why is his trainer not learning him how to keep his hands up? That, for me, if I'm honest, is a bit of arrogancy, because he knows he's got a good chin. And he was relying on his chin, thinking, oh, I can walk through this. I tell you what, go and watch the Big Fraser Wardley fight, the first one, and watch how many times Big Fraser had him stunned. Now, Big Fraser's not a massive hitter. He doesn't hit as big as... Big Fraser doesn't hit as hard as Parker. If Big Fraser had a little bit more pop and a bit more gas in the tank, he'd have got Wardley out of there in that first fight, I believe. The same with Justice Ooney. If Justice Ooney had had a bit more pop in his punches, he would have flatlined Fabio Wardley. Because I've seen Wardley get stunned a few times, and he didn't know what to do. If I can recall, I think I said to my son, end of round 9, I said to Harvey, I said, I think he's going to get stopped in the next 2 or 3 rounds, the next 1 or 2 rounds of. And then he pulled it out. Because he's got the equaliser. You can't keep relying on that equaliser, man. It's only a matter of time. I think so, anyway. Well said, Loz. Oh, cheers. Wardley is a British Wilder. Yeah. Hooney should be Intuma's next opponent. What a cracking... There you go. What a great card. What a great fight that would be. Londoner. Absolutely, man. Park, yeah, I've read that. Hooney should... That is great. Ed's put. Hooney fights... That Hooney fight showed... Yeah, he got hit a bit. Absolutely. Yeah, the way he's like Joyce. Exactly. Fabio is a glass cannon. I think people think his chin is suspect. Molina hurt him and decided to throw the fight. Yeah. Well said, Loz. Oh, cheers. London in the sticks. Salute to you. In Tuma and Hooney. That's a cracking fight, man. Wilder will be back on the... Yeah, we don't want to see that shit. Wilder's finished, man. Comparing Fabio to Wilder is disrespectful. Fabio, don't dick ride these racist cunt. You're off your fucking head. Here he is, the crazy Aussie. Good day, Loz. Good day to you, my good man. Salute to you, kangaroo. Why are British fighters dodging each other? I don't know, my man. Brett Meister General, salute to you, but glad to see you up on here again, Loz. Wardley, no defence. Absolutely, brother. Salute to you. I thought you disappeared. I hadn't seen you for a while, but thanks for sticking around, my good man. Hooney on Obatiah's undercard. All right, good. Good day, James. Yeah, that's a cracking fight. Thanks, Brett, Master General. And you, Kangaroo, my good brother. I want to see Hooney back out here. I really do. But for me, I'm going to say it's next Saturday. I'm going to go live for that fight. I've got Parker. I have. And I don't want... I'm not dissing Fabio Wardley one bit. I'm just down... I'm entitled to my opinion. And my opinion is Parker beats him. But don't write off Fabio, because the kid's a good fighter. But it's like I never finished what I was saying. Duke said, why is he not learning how to keep his fucking guards up? Is that a bit of arrogance, or do you think his trainer's not just been asked about, or he's not wanted to learn that? I don't know. I find it a bit ego, a bit of an ego, if that sounds right. Because you should be, man. I mean, come on. If you've had nearly 20 if I was shown to lay a brick 20 times, if I couldn't lay one brick after being shown 20 times how to lay that brick, I'm not saying it's going to be perfect. I'm not saying I'm going to lay it straight and plumb and all that. what I'm trying to say is, if I can't be shown how to lay a brick after 20 times, then it's time to give up. And this is where I think Fabio comes unstuck now. I said the same thing if he was to fight Miller. I said Miller will stop him. Not by knocking him out like straight away. I said Miller will break him down. Because for me, Miller's got a better chin. Miller's got one of the best chins in the business in the heavyweight division. That kid can take a punch. And before anyone says, oh yeah, but Dubois knocked him out. No, he didn't knock him out. He stopped him with 10 seconds to go. If the referee had left that, there was 10 seconds to go. 10 seconds. He got buzzed. He wasn't on his foot. He didn't wobble. He didn't go down. There was 10 seconds and the ref stopped it because he thought he was taking enough punishment. That's fair enough. But he didn't get knocked out. Because I've seen people say, when doing the build up to the fight, I had someone say, "Oh, Fabio will knock him out because Dubois knocked him out." No, he didn't knock him out. But I said Miller will break him down because Miller is a come forward fighter who puts bare pressure on you and he chops you down round by round. And that's when I said I think Miller will stop him very late on because of no defence. Fabio found his ceiling in that Hooney fight and he got lucky and landed the lottery punch. I think Parker will expose him next weekend, but I think it will be entertaining whilst it lasts. Yeah, absolutely, yeah, agree. Parker about to put a boxing lesson on Wardley. I think so, Kangaroo. The British titles used to be worth more, I think. Yeah, they did. It don't mean out now, does it, the Lonsdale belt, really? Miller just got tired, that's it. Yeah, good point. If you can't fit a pipe level after 4 years, you get pumped for being hopefulness. Yeah, hopeless. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I think Wardley has taken more punishment in the Clark 1 and the Hooney fight than Parker has in his whole career. Or near enough. Very good point. Very good point. Yeah, you got to think because I don't know about his career, but you've got a good point as in saying his last 2 fights. You know, he went life and death with Big Phrase, and then he was getting fucked up for 10 rounds. Was it 10 rounds or 11 rounds off Uni? And Fragile Carl Frampton had Wardley winning 2 rounds. Wardley didn't win any rounds. That's why I always say I don't know what Fragile Carl Frampton smokes, but it's some good shit. Because he cannot score a fight, save his life. That's the second time he did it against, was it Tyson Fury? He gave Fury a few load of rounds and no, he didn't. No, he didn't. I pulled him about it twice. About his scoring, his scorecarding. It's awful. If Miller came in shape, that fight could have gone different. Exactly. Mike said that. To be fair, it may be a style loss to have low hands. You need light hand speed. Could be. It very well could be. Yeah, it could be, James. It could be. I was talking to Sully. Has Sick Note been grounded, Loz? When will Triple Knee be allowed out? I don't know. It's talk of him fighting Frank Sanchez, isn't there? But that seems to have gone dead in the water now. So I don't know. I've seen a great picture. I'll get it up next time I'm live of Dubois. I've seen a great picture of him, man. Loz, did you hear Usyk told Ntuma to fuck off? Yeah, well, we were just talking about it earlier. Like people were saying, like Ntuma's ducking, Usyk's and ducking fucking Ntuma and all this. I was like, I seen a channel do it. I was like, you crazy, man. If anybody can honestly believe that Alexander Usyk would not fight Moses Ntoma, you're absolutely crazy, man. You're absolutely crazy. Usyk will fight anyone. Just because he said it, don't mean he'd do it. Usyk is fighting for another 2 years, apparently. Yes, mate, we've just been on about that, Brett Master General. So it's interesting who he's fighting next, but it's funny how a lot of people now are pumping out this. including Sky Sports. They did a piece off Eddie Hearn saying that they think Fury will be fighting him next year, mate. Like we've been saying, Usyk ain't duck. He just wants money fights. Exactly. And Tuma duck Sanchez. Why should Usyk duck? He whooped the whole UK rooster. Facts. Absolutely facts. Yeah, he did. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Talked about that. I would go for, I don't know. That's a good fight, man. As a fantasy fight. Jaya Pataya versus a prime cruiserweight David A. That's good. I think the power and the speed might be the problem there for Jaya Pataya. Don't know. Good fight, man. Because he was on fire when he beat Pascal and all that. What else is there? Spoke about that. Looking forward to that. That's on the obviously the main co-main event. Nick Ball's been scheduled to fight Brandon Figueroa. The WBA have sent it to him that they've got 30 days to sort it out, or it's going to purse bids. Who do you think wins that? Figueroa versus Nick Ball. That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. I like it. Los, where does Johnny Fisher go from here? I don't know, mate. That's a good point. He's been basically. I mean, he can come back, but is he good enough to? I quite like Johnny Fisher. I think I got ahead of myself when I was saying he'd beat Wardley that time, and it was only because again I keep saying it about Fabio's defense, but Johnny Fisher is just. He's probably just going to be British level, mate. I don't know. I think he can come back because he's only a young kid, isn't he? He can definitely come back. It's like, who does he fight? Where does he go? Do you know what I mean? After Dave Allen flogged him and then knocked him out, I think he definitely comes back. But I don't think he's going to. I think he'll just be British, maybe European. But I got ahead of myself because when he beat the oh God, what was he called? The Croatian dude. Was he Croatian? Savage Babic. Because Babic was a bum. Well, he wasn't a bum, but he was a bum. But Eddie Hearn tried and make out that Savage Babic was the next up and coming thing. And when Fisher wiped him out, I know he wasn't with Eddie Hearn then, but when Savage Babic got wiped out, I thought that was quite a good achievement for Johnny Fishbone. So I don't know. It'd be interesting, man. In Tuma Ducks, yeah, I read that. I got a feeling we're getting Fury. I do. Well, I've been spouting about it. Boxing Kangaroo. Gary Neville should take down the England flags. You're crazy. Gary Neville wears. I'll tell you what. He got ripped at Salford United today, or was it yesterday? All the fans were calling him a wanker and that. Dave Allen at bang average, he gets promoted way beyond his actual levels. Yeah. He got yeah. That was frustrating last week when I went live for that because Dave wouldn't let his hands go. That fucking Makhmudov disgusting holding, constant consecutive holding all the way through, and the referee doing jack shit. I was saying it from after round 2. Why is he not ducking him a point? Yeah, he got ducked 2 points, but he should have been stopped. If I was a ref, when it got to about round 7, I'd have said to him, I'd have pulled him aside. I'd said, right, I'm taking a point off, and I'm giving you one last warning. You hold this kid again, you're gone. And I'd have thrown him out because the way how he was doing it, but Dave Allen was sort of letting him do it as well because he wasn't in shape. But every time he come, I've never seen that arm round the back of the neck and arm under his arm. So he was like chain linking him like that. Chain linking him like that. I thought, what are you doing, man? This referee, you fucking do something. But I don't know. Solomon Darcy I don't know who that is. Maybe I was pretty disgusted to see the media blabbing on about how Ricky Hatton died. Fuck the media cunts. Yeah, it's disgusting. I've seen a few on YouTube. Some channels, not like boxing channels. You know them stupid AI channels, how they talk over in like a dubbed voice, like a robot's voice. Talking about he's definitely like, mate, it hasn't even come out yet how he's been dead. Gary Neville, underpants, I bet. Yeah. Are they making Hatton's death? They are milking Hatton's death, sick bastards. Yeah, tight fuckers. Gary Neville has queer Starmer's duvet set. Yeah, he does. He's bestie. Right, folks. I'm going to get up out of here. No one's actually. Who going for? Nick Ball or Figueroa? Where is that bloody picture? Nick Ball or Figueroa? Who are you going for? Anyone? Quick. The boxing kangaroo. I was talking to boxing kangaroo. Anyone? Who are you going for? I think that's a good fight, man. I might have to go for. I don't know. It's a good fight. Fucking hell, look at the height difference. 5'9", 5'2". Draw. All right, okay. So Parker, yeah, we spoke about that. Yeah, we spoke about that the other day. That's a good fight, actually, but I'm a bit upset with Jack Catterall because I think he should have been fighting more often. Nick Ball. Okay, Ball is scrappy but limited. Yeah, Gary Neville tries to. Martin's going for Nick Ball. Neville tried to put up other countries' flags and got chased out. Crazy. Right, I'm up out of here. Thank you very much, everyone. I'll be back in the week with videos, most definite. Try and razz this fucking channel, get it back up and going because I've got the bug back. I lost a bit of bug. It's only a matter of time. Nick Ball gets found out. Don't know if Figueroa is the guy to do it though. Yeah. Peace out, everyone. Peace, James. Londoner, salute to you. James, thanks for coming through, man. Londoner, salute to you, my good brother. Thanks very much. Yeah, smash the like button, please, on the way out. Martin, salute to you, my good man. James Jameson said you. Triple knee, salute to you, my good man. Yeah, peace to you, Londoner. Avatar, salute to you, my good brother. Triple knee, salute to you, bro. Tyrone, salute to you. Brett Meister General, salute to you, my good man. Boxing Kangaroo, you crazy mofo, always a pleasure. I think I've missed you. Yeah, you too, man. Have a great weekend. Thanks very much, man, for still sticking out. Ed Woodson, there he is. And you, Big Rick, salute to your head. Thanks for coming through, my good man. And Big Rick from across the pond. And Tyrone, if I missed you, I missed you. Right, peace out. I'm up out of here. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.